Okay, what's up, everybody? It's Holy Joe Rock and Roll. Back at it, fixed it. It is what you have to do is grab the audio output capture, not the audio input capture. And anyways, I got it. It's going to be loud. Listen, I did this video in 2015, because the previous 6 months or so, nothing but nonsense, Jewish nonsense about the Shemitah. And you had this Jewish guy running around who says he was a Catholic. He said he converted to Christianity, but he was an evangelical. Look, it's all a mind game. Do you understand that? It's all obvious. No one's talking about the Shemitah in 2019. Why? Because it was all nonsense. Is anyone talking about the red moons, the blood moons? No, it's over. It's nonsense. It's complete bullshit. Okay, there's no fate but what we make. All right. Now, is the world in a precarious situation right now? Possibly. It's unclear. But it is possibly in a precarious situation because of the men in small hats that are trying to start a war with Iran. Just yesterday, I understand that supposedly 4 oil tankers in the United Arab Emirates, UAE, were supposedly sabotaged somehow. I don't have all the details, but it looks like a false flag for war with Iran, to blame Iran for this. Now, it's nonsense. It's complete nonsense. We got to fight against it and use the biggest N word there is, which is no. Hell no, we will not go. We will not support any more wars for Israel. Hashtag no more wars for Israel. Now, I want to play for you this video that I did in 2015 and show you how relevant it is and how perceptive I was 4 years ago. I've been prophesizing this for over 4 years. I'm not a prophet. I'm Holy Joe Rock and Roll, okay? But I'm trying to show you, no one's been talking about this shit since I mentioned it, and it's all hogwash, okay? So think about what's happening right now and look back 4 years and see how right I was about all this shit and how it continues, just more and more nonsense from the mainstream media, the oligarchs, the men in small hats, etc., etc. Hang on a second. So let's play this puppy, and you'll see what I'm talking about.
Are you tired of being lied to? Are you tired of being conned? Is the Shemitah the latest Jewish con, propagated by evangelical Protestant Christians? Hey, I'm Holy Joe Rock and Roll, and today we're going to talk about Shemitah, so-called Jewish prophecy that's supposedly 3,000 years old and predicts crises, doom, gloom, and whatnot, right? Because they say there's certain cycles that repeat at various intervals, and if you go back in time and correlate these cycles to the Jewish calendar, bad things happened. Well, for the last year, I've been hearing about the Shemitah, spelled Shemita.
Guys, I'm back. I don't know why the video's not playing now. It should be playing. I don't know what happened to the video, but you can actually find this video on my channel. Let me... I think there was a Control S. No, S. It's really bizarre. Window capture. That's the window capture. Now it's full screen on there. And why doesn't it show the image? It's turned on. Should be broadcasting that.
Shemitah. Sounds like smegma, and it's probably worth just as much. That's right, folks. How many times have we heard about the end of the world, end of times, the end of the end of the... Okay, well, this is the beginning of the end for these assholes. And I want you people to wake up and recognize that you've been constantly being sold a bill of goods. On the other side, you've got Alex Jones, who, like a broken clock, is right twice a day. But then the rest of the time, he's effing wrong. But nobody wants to call him out on that. Plus, he has about 25, 30 different vitamins he's trying to sell you. Give me a break. All right? But what really pisses me off is that you've got so-called Christians, these evangelical Protestant Christians who are anti-Catholic, talking about solo biblios, but then yet they want to go to some fucking Jewish mythology, which is antithetical to Christian doctrine. Okay? Now, the one thing about the Catholic Church being the only true apostolic church is that the Catholic Church has a history and a tradition, history, that they can rely on, not just solo biblios. Solo biblios meaning only what's written in the Bible. And there's a difference between that philosophy, right? If you're solo biblios, you lose out on all of the history that helps you understand what is in the Bible. But the Shemitah shit is not even from the Bible, okay? It's Jewish mythology, all right? Just like the Talmud is not the Bible. It's not part of the 5 books of Moses, which is the Torah, the Old Testament. So any Jew who follows the Talmud is not a real Jew, because the rabbis rewrote this shit. Basically, the Talmud, if you read it, just Google it, it's essentially anti-Jesus, hysteria. And for those of you who think that Jesus Christ never walked the earth, that there's no historical evidence or proof that Jesus Christ walked the earth, let me ask you something. Then why does the Talmud admit that he existed, call him all kinds of names, rather than say he never existed? Think about it. If I were a Jewish rabbi and I wanted to discredit Jesus, I would say 2,000 years ago, right, in 100 AD when they started writing the Talmud, I would have said back then, he never existed. He was a myth. But they don't say that, right? The Jews, the most literate, educated people on the planet, right? They got their books. It's written down. They've got their history. The fact that they recognize that this man did exist, did preach the gospel, they are threatened by it, should tell you something. Jesus Christ did walk to earth. We do have historical evidence that he was here. And we also have, of course, anecdotal evidence, which may or may not count for you, but he did exist. Now, Shemitah. Why would you care about some bullshit, antithetical, hysterical nonsense? It reminds me of Nostradamus, the French former Jew, philosopher, or prognosticator, who wrote these quatrains down supposedly to predict the future. But there is absolutely no way to predict the future going forward using Nostradamus' quatrains. You can only, something has to happen, and then you go back retroactively to try to match it up with a quatrain. It's just nonsense, okay? It's just complete nonsense. Call it poetry, call it history, call it whatever you want, but it definitely is not predicting the future, okay? Nostradamus did not predict anything, okay? Most likely he was taking some kind of drug, some kind of narcotic, hallucinogenic, and then he wrote his quatrains, which are just 4 lines of poetry, basically. Now, getting back to the Shemitah. Is it worth more than smegma? I'm holyjoe rock and roll, and I'm tired of these assholes trying to pitch to you the end of the world, gloom, doom. It's November the 4th, people. November the 4th, 2015. Nothing has happened. The market didn't collapse. In fact, October 2015 was the best month in the last 4 years. Okay? The best month, up 7%. So please, folks, wake the fuck up and stop listening to these assholes. And any so-called Christian preacher who's preaching a fucking Jewish mythology should be removed from the pulpit, because it makes no sense. If you're a Christian, you should be preaching the gospel, nothing else. I'm holyjoe rock and roll, coming at you straight, hard hitting it in your face. Make this video viral. Tell your friends. Thumb it up or thumb it down. I don't give a crap. Give me your comments if you thumb it down. I want to know why. All right, until next time, it's holyjoe rock and roll. Peace out.
All right, people. So sorry about that. Technical difficulties. This is not my laptop. I'm just borrowing it for a second here, and got into the restream. Yeah, listen, Archie. Yeah. So this is basically what I wanted to share with you was the video that I did in 2015, just to show you, just to prove to you that my predictions, my prophetic prophecies are a hell of a lot more clear, articulate, and accurate than anything from some fake Christian Jew bastard, writer wrote in 2014 for 2015. The blood moons didn't mean a goddamn thing. Shemitah is like smegma, which is worthless. Okay, it's worth less than smegma. All right, it's disgusting that these fucks continue to preach this shit, and you have a lot of evangelical Christians who are supporting the state of Israel, man-made contraption by Zionist, communist Jews, self-admitted, self-proclaimed Bolshevik Jews that continue to oppress the people that live there. Now, there's nothing we can do about historical shit that happened, but there's shit that we can do about what's happening right now. And Pastor Stephen Anderson, who's a Baptist minister from Arizona, he just released a movie about his trip to Palestine and showing you the reality of what's happening on the ground there. It's intolerable what's happening there. It is apartheid. It's an apartheid system that is affecting the Palestinians that are not just Muslims. Hashtag Islam sucks balls, yes. Hashtag only Jesus saves, yes. Hashtag no more wars for Israel, yes. But they're still people. And my experience has been that they are really good people. You know what I mean? Yeah, their ideology is wrong. They're going to maybe be doomed to hell. That's another situation. We can try to preach to them, save their souls. But the point is that they're people and they shouldn't be treated like that because we're also, as Christians, or even if as atheists, you're going to be treated the same way because these people think that they have special DNA. They're the ones who are racist, though. They're the ones who are racial supremacists. And it's so obvious. They're they're turning everything upside down. What's up is down, what's black is white, what's white is black, what's good is evil, what's evil is good. This is all talked about in the Bible. This will happen. These are the synagogue of Satan. These are the people, the synagogue of Satan. Archie just made a comment. We're going to have to fight back against this Act 447 signed by Trump. I don't know how they're going to be able to enforce it, guys. I don't look. The Polish government just has to use the N word and say no, no. We do not submit. We will not submit. What it is, guys, 447 is a law that was passed by Jews who claim that there's no such thing as Jews, but Jews that want to get money for property that may or may not exist in Poland, where there may or may not be an heir, or at least there's no known heir. So because the Jew has died and the Jew's family has died, this group is asking that the Polish government compensate the Jews for the property that some Jew left behind. It's called forfeiture. It's called forfeiture laws. If you don't pay your property taxes, if you abandon your property and the state takes it over, it belongs to the state. That's universal law. That's logos. That's universal law everywhere. So look, the Polish government has to say no. Niet. I don't know, whatever the fuck. No, hell no. Hell to the no. Okay, that's it. Simple as that. But guys, I'm sorry that you couldn't. You can actually watch that video. Just search for Shemitah, and you can find that video in my playlist. I'm surprised it wasn't banned. This video may be banned. I don't know. It definitely is not going to be monetized. That's not a problem. Just listen to the video. Just watch the video and see how accurate I was. So guys, calm down. Just continue to be strong. Say no, and make babies with your cock. I got 6 kids. What are you waiting for? Start making babies. It's a beautiful thing. All right. HolyJoe Rock and Roll signing out on Twitch, on DLive.tv, and on YouTube. And maybe I'll start putting this shit up on my own channel as well, HJRR.org. But it's not necessary right now. We'll see. All right, everybody, have a great week. It's Tuesday. the 14th of May, 2019. I'm HolyJoe Rock and Roll signing out. Is this shut down?